Hi everyone, this is Kelly Giese, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this is my second card for the month of October. We are working with the Magical Meadow suite, primarily with the paper. This ribbon is in the catalog, and we're using this stamp, to create this. But this is beautiful designer series paper, and I'm letting the paper do the work on this. A little bit of glitz here, but when you cut the paper, you have this image of like a watercolored stag in the forest. And this is a perfect card for the man in your life, or just a male friend, or it really could go for anyone, but I was thinking mostly of what do you send a gentleman in your life, and this is a pretty good card for it. It can go all through the winter, so if you have a January birthday, it's not Merry Christmas, it's Winter Wishes, so that should make that easy for you. The inside of this card just has the silhouette of the trees, like a little scape, and then I put it on the envelope also. So let's get started with this. This is a very simple card. Like I said, the designer series paper is doing all of the work for you. In your envelope, you will find the following. You will have a card base that is, this is out of the Pebble Path. This is Pebble Path. And this is Smoky Slate. And so this is Pebble Path, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. So basically you're cutting the paper in half. You're scoring it at 5 1/4 and burnishing it. So that's our base. You should have a designer series paper to go on the front, and you're, depending upon which piece of paper you've got, or part of the designer series paper, this deer is going to move across the bottom a little bit, but I think that's kind of fun. They're not all perfectly the same. We have a circle for our sentiment, and I use the deckled circles, and then we have a bow. What I wanted to do is just show you real quick how I make the bow. And my husband, who is an overachiever, he made me this little bow maker. I asked for 1 row of holes spaced a 1/2 inch apart. He thought, well, if 1 row is good, the whole thing covered is better. So that's what he did. So basically, I take my ribbon right from the reel, I wrap it around, I go under and over, then I go under and over again, and then I pull it straight and snip it off. And that's how I make my bows. My bows pretty much all stay pretty much the same. You know, depending upon how tight I pull this one tighter than this other one, but they're pretty much the same. So that's how I make a bow. It's a simple little thing. If you have anybody who's handy with wood, they can make you one. This is actually, this base piece here was something we got at Hobby Lobby or a craft store. You could get it at probably Joann's, and it's something you decoupage on. It was already beautiful, and so my husband just drilled, and then this is doweling that he kind of rounded the edges off of. So I mean, I could literally make huge bows with this, you know, going like this if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I tend to make them either 2 holes, you know, 1 hole in the middle, or 2 holes. It just depends on the size of the ribbon, but that's that. So let's do our card. We'll do our stamping first. So we have 3 things to stamp, and the first thing we're going to stamp is our sentiment, and we are going to be stamping. Oh, you should also have in your packet 3 sequences. You can use them if you like later on, but you don't have to. So I have a smoky slate circle, and the best part about doing a circle is this. No matter how you put it on, it's always going to be straight. It's how you glue it onto the piece of paper. So I'm going to stamp that here, Winter Wishes, and then I'm going to do my my inside of my card. It just looks like a little vignette, and if it's not perfectly stamped, that's okay. That's that wonderful, it's a detailed stamp, but the best part about it is, you know, if it's not perfect, it still looks great because it is that brush, that watercolored look, that faded look. I love that. Now I'm going to bring in my absolutely filthy scrap paper to stamp off the side on maybe, but just in case, I'm just going to go like this on the inside. There we go. Oh, well, like I said, it's the outside of the envelope, but even though there's some missing there, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let me close the ink so that we do not get that all over. Let me take my sloppy scrap paper out of here. You think I'm never going to get another scrap paper the way I use my scrappies. I try not to, you know, throw them away after one video because, quite frankly, I can stamp over it as much as I want. So let me adhere the front of the card together. I did my little Z across the top, the Z, and then just a little bit extra. Again, you're going to have about 1/4 inch around this. So we've adhered that down. You can choose where you want to put this, but I wanted it to kind of mimic like a moon. So, and on this, we are going to use dimensionals. So let me pull those down. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on. This is a very simple card. Again, the designer series paper is doing all the work for me. So I really can have a stunning looking card without, you know, it's the time of just cutting the paper pretty much. It's that simple. And it looks like I'm an artist. I mean, I love the fact that some people go, did you watercolor that? And I'm like, no, I can't take credit for it. It's stamping up beautiful papers. Now's when you can make it look crooked or straight. So you want to make it as straight as you can. I'm going to put it again up in this corner. And I'm hoping I've got it straight. That's pretty straight there. And then to adhere my bows when I put them in the kits are always longer than you need. And it's just so that you can, you know, make them this, you know, cut them to trim them to look the way you want them to look. So I'm going to take my take your pick tool here. I'm going to pull off a glue dot. I'm going to kind of fold it there. And then I'm going to adhere my bow on there. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to snip it. If your bow stays straight, great. If it doesn't, it's always good to put a little tail on it. There we go. That's the outside of our card, looking fabulous. Fabulous. And let's put the inside in. I like to make cards that can be used for any occasion. And that's kind of what I do a lot of. I like simple, easy cards. And I hope you do too. So here we go. There we go. And now we have the card. Isn't that cute? Thank you for stopping by today to watch my video. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.